Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Elida Fieldhouse for District Final Friday. Tonight on WOSN, we'll bring you this Division IV District Final between the third-seeded Ottoville Big Green and the number one-seeded Crestview Knights. I'm Garrett Seawright, joined alongside Dave Bowen, and we'll bring you all the action tonight here from the Elida Fieldhouse. And Dave, this is kind of the demarcation line of squads who get remembered for a long time and squads who you look back and go, oh, that's right, they played in the district final.
Yeah, obviously you want to get to the state tournament in Dayton, but this is Little Mecca, the Elida Fieldhouse, and when you win a district championship in Division IV in Northwest Ohio, you've done something.
It absolutely means something. It's a trophy well earned, and somebody's going to earn that trophy tonight, Dave. So when you take a look at the keys to the game for Ottoville first, what do they got to do to leave here with that gold trophy?
Well, for Ottoville, they got to defend the Wren. Carter Horseman is a great defender and will be tagged with doing the work defensively on Wren Sheets. But Ottoville will need to give him some help when Sheets has the ball near the hoop. Secondly, Round and Round, the song by Rat. Ottoville is at its best when offensively all five players are in constant motion. The ball doesn't stick, it gets reversed, and the defense is challenged to maintain its principles. The Big Green look for shots early in possessions, and great shots will result from great ball movement. Success breeds success. This veteran Big Green squad won the district last year, beating Crestview in the semis 60-50. They're in familiar territory. Coach Utendorf and his team, they've been here before. Use that experience to establish a game plan early, put the pressure on the Knights, and ride that wave to victory.
Now Crestview comes in 21-3 on the season, the top-ranked seed here in this Division IV Elida district. For the Knights, what stands out to you that they've got to accomplish?
Well, for Crestview, outside five, no dribble drive. When the Ottoville guards, led by the PCL Player of the Year and Kellen Schlagbaum, can dribble penetrate, great things happen. It is imperative that Crestview plays outstanding shell man-to-man defense and keeps the ball on the perimeter. Attack the black. What color's the key, Garrett? That's right.
It's black.
Yeah, it's Elida Bulldog Black. Crestview must make a concerted effort to get the ball to Wren Sheets in the paint. He has a size advantage that needs to be exploited against the Big Green, and he's a great passer from the block as well. And then finally, are you tough enough? The Knights played what could arguably be said their most intense and toughest game at both ends of the floor in the district semis versus St. John's, a 53-42 win. Can they match the effort tonight against the fleet-footed Big Green? Do so, and as you said, the number one seeded Knights can look to punch their ticket for a trip to the Stroh Center in Bowling Green in regional action.
So we got a big-time Division IV matchup for you here from the Elida Fieldhouse. We'll step aside, come back with first quarter action between the Big Green and the Knights. It's coming up next here on WOSN. We're back here inside the Elida Fieldhouse getting set for this Division IV District Final between the third-seeded Ottoville Big Green and the Crestview Knights. First, the officials for this evening. Joe Allen, Steve McCray, and Tyson Schnitke will wear their stripes this evening. Got a great officiating crew for this primetime matchup in Division IV. And when you take a look at the two starting lineups tonight, first for the Big Green, the visitors on the scoreboard, you see the Putnam County League Player of the Year, Kellen Schlagbaum, the 6'1 senior guard right in the center of your screen. He'll be joined by Alex Seaver, Grant Lees, Carter Horseman, and Michael Turnwald in their green road uniforms. And then tonight for the Crestview Knights in their home whites, Nate Lickley, Ren Sheets, Carson Hunter, Gavin Etzler, and Mitch Temple. Etzler, first team All-Northwest Conference, Lickley, second team All-League, and Mitch Temple, honorable mention, All-NWC. Big Green led by Keith Utendorf, 19-5 on the season, runner-up in the Putnam County League. You see there, they're high on the season, 73, averaging 56 per contest. And when you take a look at the Crestview Knights, the runners-up in the Northwest Conference, 21-3. And their explosive offense, 72, the high this year for the Knights. And then you see the last time these squads met earlier this season, the Knights got the better of the Big Green, a 20-point margin, and the tip-off is won by Ren Sheets of the Knights. And they'll work the basketball backdoor, looking for Lickley. Lands in the hands of Sheets in the lane. Hangs and hits on the first bucket of the evening.
That's the key to the game, getting the ball inside. Crestview does it early and scores.
Big Green quickly. Turnwald on the wing. Gives back to Schlagbaum. He'll stand left of the center circle.
Now we'll see that excellent ball movement and passing by the Big Green, but they make the pass out of bounds, Garrett.
Bounced on the end line as Alex Sievers trying to say it was tipped by a Knight. Can't buy the call.
Both teams open up in their patented man-to-man defense.
Carson Hunter will walk the ball up the floor. Crosses over, comes to the top of the key, lobs to Sheets. Double teamed in a tight spot. Ball's loose on the floor, and it's scooped up by the Big Green.
That's where he's got to chin the basketball right there because he's going to get doubled. That's what occurred there. Nice defense by the Big Green. They get the turnover.
Schlagbaum, free throw line, leans, hits, and we're square at 2.
Anytime he can get the ball in the middle of the paint, Kellen Schlagbaum, he's going to be effective either with the shot or finding the open teammate. Right there, he scores for the Big Green.
And the first foul for either squad goes against Michael Turnwald. So he was trying to chase down Mitch Temple.
You mentioned that 65-45 win by Crestview back in December. That means nothing now, but Michael Turnwald, he did lead the Big Green with 14 points. We see the replay, a lot of traffic Mitch Temple's working through, and Turnwald with the reach.
Got a great look at it there on the Carry Insurance instant replay. Etzler stripped, lands in the hands of Temple, and he'll try to get to Sheets instead. Has to give to Etzler in the corner. Temple lobs to Sheets underneath, tried to go up and under, couldn't, rebound. Comes down to Grant Lease.
Interesting, Kellen Schlagbaum playing defense on Sheets full frontal. They were able to get the lob, but the connection didn't occur with Sheets shooting the basketball and missing.
Schlagbaum off a screen for 3. Bang! A big ultimate outdoor three-pointer for Kellen Schlagbaum, getting started early. Had a slow start in the district semifinals on Tuesday. He's got all 5 of the Big Green's points. Lickley back the other way for a 3-ball of his own.
Punch, counter punch early on. Both teams with 5 points. Schlagbaum looked very comfortable when he shot his 3, as did Lickley for Crestview.
Just past 2 minutes gone, all square at 5 on the Loudex Jewelry scoreboard. Big Green try to get it down low to Seaver. Back to the basket, gives back to Carter Horseman in the corner. He'll survey. Trying to get to the free throw line. Turns his back to the basket. Stripped by Temple. Back the other way, and a foul committed by Schlagbaum.
Aggressive play defensively by Kellen Schlagbaum, but reaches in, draws the personal foul. Temple and Schlagbaum talking to each other a little bit right there. Good sportsmanship.
Get a couple of substitutions for the Big Green as Keaton Schnipke chipped in 7 points in the district semifinal in a tight victory over Kalida. He's on the floor now, as is Jace Langels. Langhaus on the floor.
Crestview running one of their sets where they get that lob to Sheets, but he unable to come down with it.
Knight faithful won a foul, didn't get it. And we're still square at 5. Horseman to the window. Can't convert after the spin, but stripped it away from Temple. Tried to draw the offensive foul, didn't get it. Horseman's first basket gives the lead to the Big Green.
Yeah, Carter Horseman, just the ultimate mosquito in there. He missed the shot, but did not give up on the basketball, able to take it away from Temple and score it. Just has done that throughout his career.
Lickley looking for another ultimate 3, didn't get it. Schlagbaum wants to get downhill. Right down Main Street off the window, drops it home, and a Metzger Financial Services timeout called by the Crestview Knights as Ottoville gets out to a 9-5 advantage here as we approach the midway point of this first quarter on WOSN. Our premier sponsor for the Ottoville Big Green tonight is Ottoville Bank, large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. 4:35 backdoor cut to Lickley right to the window, and Nate Lickley now has 5 points. Great set by Crestview out of the timeout, Dave.
Absolutely, coming out of the timeout and scoring there. Coach Etzler talking to his team. We've got to guard the PCL Player of the Year, Kellen Schlagbaum. 7 points here in the first half of the first quarter.
Schnipke in a lane, muscles up a shot, got it to go, and he responds with a bucket of his own.
Yeah, where Crestview played a physical team in St. John's. Again, Ottoville just so sleek and so fast and quick. Different type of defense that you got to bring to the table.
Etzler lets one fly, bottoms on the ultimate outdoor triple, and that cuts the lead to 1.
Shooting percentages are really, really high right now.
That they are, and I'm sure neither coach is thrilled about it as we're past the midway point of this first quarter. Schlagbaum, top of the key. Seaver, guarded by Lichtley. Gives right back to Schlagbaum. He'll let one fly. Bang! Another ultimate outdoor three-pointer. Grows the lead back to 4 for the Big Green.
Yeah, Schlagbaum with his second three of the contest already here in the first quarter. Dynamite from distance.
Hunter, top of the key, throws left, double team. He's open in a short corner, and Hunter will walk back out in the corner. Bounces. Connor Sheets in the ball game for the first time. Stripped from behind, ball's loose, and we'll get a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors Ottoville.
Ottoville's been able to really transition quickly on offense. That was another reason Coach Etzler called that timeout, and that is a component of their offense, their philosophy. Coach Utendorf wants to get a quality look within the first 8 seconds of the possession, if at all possible. They've been doing that thus far here in the first quarter.
Coming up on 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Loudix Jewelry scoreboard says 14-10 Big Green. Michael Turnwald gets the pass, drives to the right side of the lane. Landon Horseman comes to set the screen for Schlagbaum.
Crestview switching ball screens right there. That puts Ren Sheets on Keller Schlagbaum.
Turnwald down low to Langhouse. Worked back out to Schlagbaum. Watching the numbers tick off. He'll try to drive baseline. Floater, no. Ball still loose, and comes out and ripped away by Horseman. Back to the basket in the lane, spins, leans, missed, but the offensive rebound comes down to Landon Horseman, and somehow, someway, Jared Harding of Crestview ends up with the basketball.
So the 50-50 balls right now, you got to say advantage Ottoville.
Etzler made the jumper, but a foul committed by, I believe, Keaton Schnipke. That'll be the third foul committed by Ottoville. Still none for Crestview as we hit the waning stages of this first period.
Yeah, real active Ottoville again. Hey, we know we're not, real strong and bulky, so we're just going to be real quick. Nose for the basketball. It's been on display thus far.
It's the first foul committed by Carter Horseman. Etzler for three off a screen. No. And the rebound ripped down by Landon Horseman. Seaver thought about the corner three. Instead, gets to Horseman with his back to the basket. At the block, spins, lets one up and in. And Carter Horseman has another bucket. 16-10, and the inbounds pass stolen away by Ottoville. Schlagbaum buries a three, grows the lead to 9, and another Metzger Financial Services timeout called by the Crestview Knights.
Great steal, great finish. Kellen Schlagbaum gets the pass, and he drills it out there. The Ottoville Big Green celebrating, the fans out of their seats. Big time run here. You're watching District Final Action on WOSN.
Our scoreboard tonight presented by Loudix Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at loudix.com. Timeouts tonight brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Out of the Metzger Financial Services timeout. And what's the message to his Crestview Knights squad from Doug Etzler, Dave?
Got to take care of the basketball. Any turnovers will work against you. We've seen it thus far. And then we got to get a hand up and be quicker. We got to move our feet because Ottoville has owned this first quarter with their tenacity on offense.
Trying to get it down low to Ren Sheets, stripped from behind. He regains possession, and now Carson Hunter has it. Spins, ball's loose, rips it back, tries to lean, missed everything, and the air ball lands in the hands of Schlagbaum. He wants to race right past the Crestview defenders, leaves it off to Horseman, blocked by Harding, but he's called for the foul.
Again, there's that transition offense by Ottoville, pushing the ball down the floor. Kellen Schlagbaum had choices to make right there. He gets to the middle of the paint, gets it to his buddy, Carter Horseman. He draws the foul. Horseman's going to go to the free throw line, where he is a 60% free throw shooter for the Big Green.
Left the first Lee's famous recipe free throw short. Keeps the score 19-10. There's the Big Green on a little bit of a run here. The three ball from Gavin Etzler had cut the lead 8-1, and it's been an 8-0 run for the Big Green since.
And a lot of that's been in the hands of Kellen Schlagbaum. He averages 14 a game. He's got 13 right now.
Horseman missed it, but Jarrett Harding stepped in the lane as the ball went in the air. So on the lane violation, he'll get one more crack at it.
Ottoville, as you said, with a 9-point lead, 1:08 to go. Right now, Ottoville has smacked Crestview in the mouth.
Yep.
And Crestview's got to respond, see what they can do in the last minute and 8 seconds here, reestablish a little bit.
Got that one to go. So Carter Horseman now has 5 points. And the Big Green doubling up the Knights, 20-10 on the Loudix Jewelry scoreboard. Crestview looking to respond. It's Carson Hunter. Will walk the ball across the timeline with exactly 1 minute remaining in this first quarter. Etzler back down Main Street, rises, fires off the back iron, and a rebound ripped down by Ottoville. Turnwald between the circles with 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Nearly threw a dangerous pass. Instead, Chase Langhouse, backdoor, underneath, Trey Landwehr. Ball poked out of play and will remain with Ottoville.
Again, we see that offensive movement from Ottoville right now, just so clean and crisp. They look like a glove, all 5 fingers working together very, very nicely right now, Garrett.
34.6 to go. They lob Schlagbaum, another ultimate outdoor three, that one wide of the goal.
I wouldn't say it necessarily was a heat check. He just had a good look there, came up short.
So with 30 seconds, Crestview. Ottoville will pick up a little token full court here. Hunter angles to the far sideline. Now sets up shop with 20 seconds. Hands off to Etzler. 15. Hunter with 10. Gives to Etzler once more. Tries to cross over, nearly stripped. Poked out of bounds with 2.5 seconds to play by Schlagbaum.
Crestview going to be challenged to get a good look now. Ottoville, good defense there here at the end of the quarter.
20-10, the Big Green with the advantage. Harding by himself in the corner, should Hunter want it. Gives it to him, lets it fly, just short. Ball's loose. It's the longest 2.5 seconds I've ever seen, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play. A big first quarter for the Ottoville Big Green. They lead by 10 on WOSN. Tonight's instant replay sponsor, Carey Insurance in Grover Hill, proud to sponsor tonight's game. Second quarter about to get underway, Dave, and a 20-10 lead here for the Ottoville Big Green. Crestview will start the quarter with the basketball.
If you're Coach Utendorf, you couldn't draw it up any better than what just occurred there in the first quarter. Ottoville was able to be really smooth in their offense. They're tenacious on defense right now. Crestview, they got to find some rhythm here.
Carson Hunter goes to the rim. Missed the shot, rebound, pulled down by Carter Horseman, and a foul committed by the Knights in the backcourt.
Yeah, Crestview again, a good look there for Carson Hunter. Again, in that game back in December, Carson Hunter had one of his best games of the season with 18. Unable to come up with the bucket there, and then the foul occurred, Hunter picking up his first.
Kellen Schlagbaum with the basketball, had 8 points in the win over Kalida on Tuesday night, already with 13 here in the first quarter in 20 seconds. Leading Ottoville, I beg your pardon. As he gets to the free throw line. In a tough spot, back pass to Carter Horseman off his fingertips and out of play. A turnover by Ottoville.
Again, another nice back cut by Carter Horseman. Schlagbaum found him. They just were unable to hang on to the basketball. Good mental play, physical error. You can overcome those physical errors. Crestview got caught out of position a little bit, got lucky.
Etzler works it across the timeline, guarded by Horseman, tries to bounce to Ren Sheets, and will dual turnovers.
And in that first quarter, Crestview had 5 turnovers. Ottoville 3.
Big Green on a 9-0 run since about the midway point of the first quarter. Gavin Etzler 3 made it 11-10. It's been all Big Green since. Horseman hands off to Schlagbaum, guarded by Sheets. Gets it to Langhouse. Works around a perimeter, hands it off. Turnwald crosses over. Ball nearly stolen away. It is. Landed in the hands of Ren Sheets. Hunter, right side. Temple will step up to the line. Missed the three-pointer. Rebound secured by Carter Horseman of Ottoville.
Good look for Crestview right there. They've been on 10 a long time,
Yes,
Garrett.
they have. Yes, they have. Schlagbaum working against Lickley. Gives off to Horseman. He'll put it on the deck. In the lane. Tries to bounce back door to Langhouse. Hunter rips it away. Jump ball. Oh, we got one official saying a foul, one official saying jump ball. Looks like it's...
I think they're going to go with the foul. See it here on the Carry Insurance replay. Carson Hunter gets the steal off the deflection. I think Jason Langhouse is going to pick up that personal.
His first. Team's fourth. So something to watch here as we continue in this first half. Temple brings the ball up the floor for the Knights. Needing a bucket in the worst way. Hunter, Lickley off a screen. Nasir Easterling in the ball game for the first time for Crestview. Lickley's runner off the mark. And the Big Green want to run momentarily. Turnwald to the window. No. Rebound pulled down by Temple, but a foul committed by Ottoville.
Again, transition offense off the missed shot. Ottoville gets all the way down the floor, gets the layup look. Unable to convert on it, but yeah, they get a great look right there, Garrett.
It's the second foul committed by Michael Turnwald. Turnwald will take a seat on the bench. But 5:55 to go here in the second quarter. Crestview still stuck on that 10 spot.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to the defense of Ottoville.
Hunter kicks Etzler for three in the corner. Bottoms on the three in a much-needed bucket for the 6'3 senior.
Yeah, Gavin Etzler shoots 49% behind the arc, leads this Crestview squad along with Nate Lickley right at that same percentage. Very good medicine for Crestview. Get off that 10 marker here in the second quarter.
Second ultimate outdoor three hit by Etzler. Makes it 20-13. Seaver, Schlagbaum. Back to Seaver. He'll put up a contested triple and nails it.
Great answer by Alex Seaver. He shoots 27% behind the arc. Nothing but the bottom of the net right there for Seaver.
So after trading triples from the ultimate outdoor three-pointer, Hunter lets one fly, can't hit, but Nasir Easterling the rebound. Etzler lets another one go, and he's got three of them.
So both teams warming up again here in the second quarter like how they started.
And that cuts the lead to 7 after a couple of ultimate outdoor three-pointers. Schlagbaum cuts to a driving Langhouse. Horseman in the lane, guarded by Easterling. Left it short. Easterling rips down the rebound.
Great wall up by Nasir Easterling right there, making it tough on Carter Horseman.
Temple holds. Etzler, heat check. No. But then a foul committed by the Big Green on the rebound attempt. Nasir Easterling hits the deck. That'll be the 6th foul committed by Ottoville here in the first half. Still 4:13 to go.
We're going to see it on the Carry Insurance replay. Look underneath. Nasir looking to get the rebound and the foul on. Grant Lease definitely shoves Easterling. Yeah. Easterling has come into this game and made his presence known. Both ends of the court. Nice job there hitting the offensive glass and drawing the foul.
Etzler, corner, gives back to Temple. Lickley, isolated, bounces to Easterling. And Schnipke goes right through him. You see the great sportsmanship helping Nasir Easterling right back up. But now the 7th foul will send Easterling to the line.
Nasir Easterling, he's a player that's come off the bench for Crestview all year long. He's going to go to the free throw line. He averages 2 points per game for the Knights. Chance to cut into this lead.
Front end of the 1-and-1 from the Lee's famous recipe free throw line. The 6'5 senior. Nails it. First bench point for Crestview.
You're going to see how he posts up and then, yeah.
Schnipke just went right
Schnipke
through.
went right through him, yep.
So Easterling, the 6'5 senior forward, back to the line. And he hit them both.
Substitution for Ottoville as Michael Turnwald comes back into the game. Chase Langhouse, and now the Crestview side of the gym up off their seats and cheering on the Crestview defense right now.
The midway point of the second quarter. After trailing by 10 coming into this quarter, Crestview's cut the lead to 5. As Turnwald lobs back to Schlagbaum. Michael Turnwald, top of the key, gives to Horseman. He'll put it on the deck. Keeps the dribble alive, picks it up, hands off to Schlagbaum with 3:35. Schlagbaum in the lane, muscles up a shot, smooches it off the window and down.
Down here at the end of the court, we have been able to watch Kellen Schlagbaum this whole first half. He just has that look in his eyes, Garrett, determination, grit, not going to let his team be denied right now.
Offensive foul committed by the Knights as Hetzler flared off the screen, ready to fire a three. Instead, the foul committed by Nasir Easterling, his first, makes it 25-18. Well, it doesn't make the score 25-18. It keeps the score 25-18. So 3:14 to go. Kellen Schlagbaum already with 15 points for Ottoville. He'll walk the ball between the circles. Gets a screen from Schnipke. Backs back out near the midcourt stripe. One-on-one with Easterling. Crosses over. Got a tough spot on a dribble. Turnwald, top of the key.
Schlagbaum reading that he's got the 6'5 Easterling on him, looking to find something. Inside-out action off the dribble drive.
Schnipke missed the rim with a long rebound. Comes out to Alex Seaver. Big Green retained possession with 2:45 to go here in this first half. Schlagbaum guarded by Easterling. Schnipke bounces into the corner. Turnwald puts it on the deck, back to the basket. In a tight spot, turnaround jumper, no. Easterling, the rebound.
Crestview wants to push the ball up, see what they can find in transition. Etzler looking to attack.
But he's ripped away by Jace Langhouse.
I think they're going to call that on the floor. We're going to see the replay. Etzler sees the driving lane. A lot of contact.
Etzler might have got a chicken wing out there and made a little contact himself, but it's the 8th foul committed by the Big Green, so he goes to the least famous recipe free throw line for 1 and 1.
Yeah, he's the second leading free throw shooter for Crestview at 75%.
And now his first non-three-pointer gives him 10 points. Hit 3 ultimate outdoor three-pointers in this first half.
Crestview is slowly working themselves back into this game after being down 10. Get a free throw here. He misses that though. They need a good defensive stand. Keep the momentum in their side of the ledger.
25-19. Schlagbaum works right into the corner. Seaver, 3, swirled around and out on him, but the rebound still loose. I can't see the officials.
Another 50-50 ball.
It sure looked like Carter Horseman hit the deck and somebody came flying in.
And I think it was Gavin Etzler, and I thought maybe trying to get the held ball, Gavin Etzler was out of bounds at the same time. So I don't know if we called a held ball or Etzler out of bounds.
Possession arrow favors Ottoville. So get the perspiration mopped up off the floor. 25-19, under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Winner moves on to the Bowling Green Regional.
That held ball was all the way in the corner, but Turnwald does a nice job getting it down where you like to have it, underneath the basket, down by the key.
Schlagbaum guarded by Carson Hunter. Gives right, Seaver. The handoff, 1:45.
The dribble drive offense. Crestview's got to keep the ball in front of them.
Horseman to the window, got Easterling in the air and drops it in.
That's what Ottoville does so effectively.
Hunter lost the basketball in transition. Schlagbaum Gives off the Turnwald.
Yep, with a 2, Ottoville can push this right back up to 10 points. Foul called.
Turnwald tried to turn the corner on Nate Lickley. That's his first. So a 117 remaining in this first half. You'll see on a Carry Insurance instant replay, tried to turn that corner and Lickley just tried to cut him off maybe a little too soon.
And there's that dribble drive offense. The key is to get it right in the middle of the key and then see what your options are there. Turnwald draws the contact, draws the foul on Lickley.
Turnwald will lob it in. Looking, bounces in to Horseman. Ball's loose, out of play, off of Carson Hunter. (27-19) the score. Ottoville with the advantage in the basketball.
It's not as warm as it's been in the field house tonight. A lot of that has to do with the weather outside, but there's still a lot of perspiration. These guys are working hard.
Schlagbaum open for 3, left it short, long rebound, chased down by Carter Horseman of Ottoville.
Another 50-50 ball that goes the way of the Big Green. They've been pounding the offensive glass as well.
1 minute remaining on the Loudix Jewelry scoreboard here in the first half. Schlagbaum gets downhill, kicks in the corner. Turnwald cut off by Sheets, got rid of it. Horseman back between the circles.
Ottoville, they have 5 of the quickest guys on the floor on offense collectively that you'll see.
Hunter pokes it from behind, ball's loose in the backcourt. Mitch Temple, and a jump ball called, and the possession arrow will point towards Crestview.
So Crestview's going to maintain possession, 31.5. You want to look for a good shot. If you don't hold it till the end, you take a 90% shot. You don't want to hold it for the last turnover with the score, but if it gets down to around 10, then again, you want to end the note on a bucket and momentum if at all possible.
Temple just inside the midcourt stripe, right of the center circle with 20. Etzler watches the numbers tick off his scoreboard. Tightly guarded by Horseman, nearly had it stripped. Gives to Ren Sheets. Temple back to Etzler, under 10. Lickley off a screen, got his defender in the air, gives up. Hunter lets it fly. No. And it hit the guide wire on the basket. So with under a second to go. And now we've got Kellen Schlagbaum's down on the far sideline.
He's grabbing his ankle. He is in some pain.
Yes, he is. Not sure what happened there. It was well after the play that he hit the deck. Would certainly change some things here in the second half of this ball game. Schlagbaum with 15 points, the Putnam County League Player of the Year. Hit the deck. I'm not sure if he stepped on somebody or what happened, but he's in the far corner, about as far away in this gym as he can be from us. But the rebound hit that guide wire on the backboard, and Schlagbaum is about as far away, still inbounds as you can be from that hoop. As Keith Utendorf and the medical staff help him up, they'll try to walk it off gingerly on that right ankle. Glad to see him up under his own power.
Absolutely. This will be a halftime where he is not allowed to sit down. Want to keep the blood flowing. Retaping, do whatever you can to have him out here in the second half.
So with under a second remaining in the quarter, he'll check out for the first time. And Ottoville just give a catch and chuck. Won't even get the chuck portion. He'll let one fly anyway, off the window. And that'll do it for the first half of play. The Loudix Jewelry scoreboard, Ottoville 27, Crestview 19 at the break here on WOSN. Third quarter about to get underway here with the Division IV District Final between the Ottoville Big Green and the Crestview Knights. Big Green have an 8-point advantage here at the halftime break. I'm Garrett Seawright, joined alongside Dave Bowen. And Dave, when you look at what Crestview head coach Doug Etzler had to say to his Knights squad that they've got to get fixed here in the second half, what's the first message to his squad?
First and foremost, rebounding. Ottoville has 5 offensive boards. They are out rebounding Crestview 16-8 overall. They got to switch that. They got to flip the switch on that to get back into that particular stat and help themselves. And they still need to get the ball inside, but not necessarily on the first pass. Reverse the ball a couple times, then look inside and see what you got. And then Crestview has 8 turnovers. They got to do better in that category as well.
Ottoville begins with the basketball. You see Kellen Schlagbaum will receive the inbounds pass.
So it's great to see him back out there. They want to keep their offensive pressure up. They've got the first possession here. The ball has not stuck. They got a wide open Lease right there, and he scores.
First basket of the night for Grant Lease, grows the lead to 10, 29-19.
They play so fast offensively, but they're not in a hurry. It's an oxymoron, but they do a really nice job. They're quick and talented at the offensive end, and it's on display tonight.
Sheets to Temple off the screen, looking, gives to Lickley, top of the key. Hunter gets down low, he hits the deck. And a foul against Lease.
And he's rotating over, and that's another thing I'm sure Coach Utendorf was real pleased with at halftime and told his charges, your defensive intensity has been outstanding. Looks like there's 7 or 8 of you out there. Keep that up right there. The block call goes against the Big Green, but again, they're moving and making it tough on Crestview's offense.
Hetzler inbounds at Temple. Sheets posted up. Still wants the basketball.
Full frontal on Ren Sheets in there.
Hetzler drives, rises, fires, can't hit. Got his own offensive rebound in the lane.
And there's an offensive rebound for the Knights.
Held basketball.
Fouls on Kellen Schlagbaum, I believe, for Ottoville.
His second. Quickly, Ottoville's picked up 2 fouls here in the first minute of this third quarter. Hunter will bounce into Sheets, gets it right back, fires the ultimate outdoor 3. No, ball's loose. Schlagbaum chases it down.
Crestview comes up empty right there. Good look for Carson Hunter in the corner.
Schlagbaum will bounce to Horseman. He'll turn. Jump stop in the lane. And a foul committed by the Knights.
So it looks like tonight, if you get your hands in there, you're going to get a foul called more often than not. The held ball tie-up is not really happening. Crestview picks up the personal that time.
Ren Sheets first. Michael Turnwald inbounds, gets it right back. Backdoor Schlagbaum. Too strong on the attempt. Sheets the rebound. Hunter will race up the floor. Kicks. Temple for 3. No. And a foul committed by Crestview before the triple try.
Some screening action. Second personal going to be picked up by Ren Sheets.
Yeah, so Nasir Easterling will come back in the game. Sheets picks up his second foul with 6:31 to go here in the third quarter. Just 1 basket, Ottoville, here in this third quarter so far. It's a 10-point lead for the Big Green. Schlagbaum across his timeline, far sideline. Picks up the dribble, gives to Turnwald. Top of the key. Horseman puts it on the deck. Guarded by Easterling, spins in the lane. Got the hoop and the foul.
Carter Horseman, again, he is not the biggest post player that you'll ever see, but he has no fear. The 6-footer goes right at Nasir Easterling. The spin to the 10, draws the contact. He gets the deuce and the destruction with the foul going on Easterling.
And you see on the Carry Insurance instant replay, those guys are having fun. There's some smiles there by the Big Green. And then Horseman converts the old-fashioned 3-point play at the Lease Famous Recipe free throw line. Makes it 32-19, the largest lead of the night for Ottoville.
Crestview here early in the third. They're in a little bit of the danger zone.
Temple holds, gives to Etzler. Swings right to Lickley. Lobs to Easterling. Easy bucket for the big fella. He's got 4 points off the bench.
The reversal allows Easterling to get the lob. The defensive rotation wasn't there. Nice pass from Lickley.
In the corner, Schnipke hands off to Horseman.
Crestview in a 1-3-1 defense now.
Cross-court pass, Schnipke all day for 3. No. Ball still loose, however, ping-ponging around the lane. jump ball, and the possession arrow favors Crestview this time.
Again, great reversal against that 1-3-1 by Ottoville. They don't come up with the bucket, but a quality look behind the arc.
Carson Hunter will come out with the mop. Got a pile of humanity in the lane. It's one of the places you want to make sure you don't have any perspiration on the floor. 5:24 to go in the third. Ottoville 32, Crestview 21 on the Loudix Jewelry scoreboard. See the Schlagbaum's ankle there, maybe a little extra tape than when he started a game, but after he checked out at the end of that first half, glad to see him out playing. It looks like he's A-OK.
He's a gamer, showing no ill effects from that injury at the end of the first half.
Approaching the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. Crestview with the basketball. They'll bounce to Lickley, and he eyed the rim before he had the ball in his hands.
That's an unforced turnover right there, and in a defensive, in a district championship game, you can't have that happen. Gives Ottoville another opportunity to extend this lead.
Turnwald on the right side. Bounces to Schlagbaum. Kicked into the 6th row of the bleachers off the foot of Nate Lickley. Five minutes remaining in this third quarter. Crestview in that zone defense. Ottoville, Schlagbaum thought about the triple. Instead, cross-court pass. Turnwald will let it fly. Bang!
Michael Turnwald drills it from distance, and as you said, the Big Green, they're just having fun out here right now, playing relaxed. All the tension on the Crestview side of the scoreboard.
The ultimate outdoor three gives the lead 14, and Mitch Temple quits quickly, cuts it back down to 12. Temple's first basket of the evening. Schlagbaum into the far corner. Get it right back in that position.
Working a triangle there on the left side.
Turnwald, baseline, floater, hit the side of the backboard. Thrown back into play by the Knights. Temple, right down Main Street, blocked. He's fouled, and he'll shoot 2 Lee's famous recipe free throws.
Able to get penetration. We're going to see it on the replay. Here comes Temple. No place for the faint of heart. Temple goes hard, draws the personal. Going to go to the line and shoot 2, where Mitch Temple is a 71% free throw shooter.
Trailing by 12. Temple gets the first. The 6'2 senior, honorable mention All Northwest Conference this season. Nate Lickley will take a seat on the bench. Carson Hunter back in the game. Crestview. The second attempt from the Lee's famous recipe free throw line. Nailed them both. And he's got 4 third quarter points.
Crestview's going to go back to man-to-man defense on this possession.
Schlagbaum handling the basketball. Far sideline. Inside the three-point line. Now working against Easterling. He comes out prepared to defend. Number 35. Schlagbaum trying to bait him out. 3.5 to go. 10-point lead.
We watched Ottoville do this to Kalida in the district semifinal. No, they're not in a stall, but they're really trying to pull you away from the basket to take away help side and find buckets.
Jace Langhouse runner off the mark, and he's called for the foul on the rebound attempt.
And why not? Again, we talked about the quickness that Ottoville possesses on the offensive end, especially as we see the replay. A good look for Langhouse, just overcooks it right there and then commits the foul. But with their quickness, draw the defense away from the basket and then look for driving lanes and passing lanes to cutters like that right there.
Well, with that 10-point advantage, you got that luxury of, hey, I can stand here and dribble the basketball all day and make you come out and guard me. And if I feel like I'm quicker than you, as Temple tries to get to the window, didn't hit, and now Ottoville wants to race. Horseman, down low, Langhouse. That time didn't miss. His first contribution on the scoreboard grows the lead back to 12 at 37-25. And now a turnover. No, it'll stay with Crestview.
Yeah, right now, offensively, Ottoville, they're picking their poison on how they want to attack you. That last time right there, Langhouse gets the bucket. Just doing a real nice job and puts the pressure on Crestview when they're on offense, knowing they have to convert.
Ren Sheets will inbound. Bounces into Hunter. Got fouled. He hit the deck very hard and awkwardly. Looks like he's going to be all right, but see if we can't get a carry insurance instant replay on that. We'll see it right here.
They find the opposite block from the inbounder, and yeah, Carter Horseman just works his way under him a little bit. It's going to put Carson Hunter at the free throw line. He's a 60% free throw shooter.
Hunter still scoreless on the evening after having a big district semifinal. Had 13 in a win on Tuesday night. And can't hit that one from the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line. Quarterback on the football team steps back to the line. Missed them both. Langhouse the rebound.
Crestview's going to stay in their man-to-man defense. Schlagbaum's pulling Hunter away from the basket.
He'll hand off. Carter Horseman walks to the top of the key. Now tries to turn a corner on Sheets. Gets down low, stripped, and it goes out of play off of the Knights.
Yeah, the dribble drive offense just so effective for Ottoville tonight. And again, with this lead, Crestview's got to put more pressure on the ball. It just feeds right into that penetration opportunity for Ottoville.
Big Green. Horseman. Window. Yes. The lead is back to 14. 39-25 as the Big Green faithful rise to their feet. Crestview looks to quiet that crowd. Kick. Temple. No. Rebound to Seaver. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ottoville to lead the basketball and all the momentum here in the third.
All the momentum, and again, their offensive possessions, poetry in motion here in the third quarter. They've extended this lead.
Carter Horseman, top of the key. Slips past Harding. Stops, blocked from behind, but a foul committed by the Knights. Goes against Harding.
See Horseman attacking the rack on the carry insurance replay. Draws the personal. Going to go to the free throw line.
Horseman, a 60% free throw shooter. Shooting 2. And he can't knock home the first Lee's Famous Recipe free throw. Jace Langhouse subs out of the game.
Down 14, if you're Crestview, you got to be thinking extending the defense, but you got to put the ball in the basket in order to do that. Maybe a little 2-2-1 action.
Missed them both. Sheets grabs the rebound and is fouled while coming down. And that'll be the 6th foul committed by Ottoville. So with just over 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter, something to watch. So we go into the fourth, if Crestview can maybe start hitting some free throws and put some points on the board while the clock is stopped, that might benefit them in a big way. Etzler will rise and fire. Ultimate outdoor 3, no. Sheets the offensive rebound, fouled on the putback attempt, and the sophomore will go to the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line.
And for Ren Sheets, that is his first offensive rebound of the night.
Foul committed by Landon Horseman, his second, and that is the 7th foul. So Crestview will shoot free throws from here on out. Sheets shooting 2 here, however, and he makes the first Lee's Famous Recipe free throw. They went to him. He scored the very first points of the game, and that's his first point since about the 7:45 mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, I think that was the offensive game plan for Crestview coming into tonight, but they varied away from that very quickly as Ottoville was able to score early and often and build that 10-point lead.
Sheets nails both Lee's Famous Recipe free throws, so the lead down to 12, 39-27, as Schlagbaum gets it across the timeline. Ellen Schlagbaum will bounce to Horseman on the right side. Get an offensive foul against Ottoville.
So that'll be a turnover. Great opportunity for Crestview to get this back to 10 or 9 with a 3 ball.
Fourth foul committed by Keaton Schnipke. 1 minute to go here in this third quarter. Lichtley for 3, no. Long rebound, chased down by Harding. Baseline, gets rid of it. Sheets in a tough spot, fouled by Schlagbaum.
So Sheets able to attack the rim, but again, that swarming defense. Harding drives baseline, he picks up defense, is able to find Sheets, and then he has 2 guys on him, but the foul's committed, and Sheets is going to shoot 2, able to cut this to 10.
Foul assessed to Grant Lease, his 3rd. As Sheets buries the free throw attempt, giving him 5 points. Hitting 3 straight from the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, and Delphus. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, home style, happens here. You see the 6'6" sophomore knocks them both home.
So Sheets has hit 4 in a row from the line, the 67% free throw shooter.
Michael Turnwall gets to a tough spot. Horseman fouled by a Knight.
That's going to be out of bounds. It's only the 15th foul for Crestview.
First foul by Mitch Temple. So Turnwall looks to inbound, bounces to Schlagbaum. Still scoreless here in the second half.
But he is still the director out there. He's running the show for this offense for Ottoville.
Turnwall, ultimate outdoor 3, no. Jace Langhouse, the offensive rebound. His putback swatted by Ren Sheets.
20 seconds remaining in the quarter. I think Crestview will go with 1 shot. They got to get into their set right now at 13.
Sheets off the screen. Harding, Sheets wants it back in the post. Under 10, Lichtley drives, gets rid of it. Temple with 2, has to let it fly, swatted, and that'll do it for the third quarter.
Great defense by Ottoville right there. We see the blocked by Sheets on the possession that gives Crestview the basketball. And then here's the great defense. Crestview unable to get a look at the basket. Great defense again by number 23, Carter Horseman. We're going to the fourth quarter, 39-29 Ottoville, District Championship basketball. You're watching it on WOSN.
Our premier sponsor for the Ottoville Big Green is Ottoville Bank. Large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Scoreboard tonight presented by Laudex Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at laudex.com. 10-point lead for the Big Green in the final quarter of this Division IV District Final. The winner moves on to the Bowling Green Regional next week. As the Big Green patient offensively to begin the quarter. Horseman hangs, can't hit. Lichtley grabs the rebound.
Crestview has to be very efficient on offense here. They got an opportunity with
Hunter right to the rack.
Yep, able to get to the bucket, cut it to 8. Because there's some things in life that you just don't want to deal with, and one of them's being down 10 to Ottoville going into the fourth quarter. First 2 possessions, 1 for each team. It goes Crestview's way, but Ottoville, again, we've seen it the whole game. They're able to move the basketball very effectively on offense. Going to make Crestview really work hard on defense. 8-point lead with 7 minutes to go.
That was the first hoop for the evening for Hunter. They're trying to bounce it to Horseman. Somehow got it there. He'll pass out of it. The foul committed by Crestview.
And that is going to put Carter Horseman at the line to shoot 1 in the bonus, I believe. No, only the 16th foul for Crestview,
yes.
Under out of bounds.
So Jace Langhouse looks to throw it in. Holding. And it's stolen away. Lichtley. Hands off to Hunter. Bounces. Sheets in the lane, and the lead is cut to 7.
Nice run to the rim by Ren Sheets. Carson Hunter's able to find him. And as you said, it cuts it to 6. The fans on both sides up and cheering on their teams. Ottoville's going to take a timeout.
It's the first Metzger Financial Services timeout taken by Ottoville. Will take it with them. Knights have cut the lead to 6 on WOSN. Instant replays tonight brought to you by Carey Insurance and Grover Hill, proud to sponsor tonight's ball game. Also timeouts tonight brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. And I don't know what it was, Dave, when the scoreboard went from period 3 to period 4, it ratcheted up the intensity in here. I can hardly hear myself.
Yep, and Crestview makes a little run to help that noise level raise to another level, if you will. But they've got to continue the defense. A great timeout called there by Coach Utendorf. Big possession both ways here.
Schlagbaum, bounce pass, baseline. Horseman missed. The rebound ripped down by the Knights. Lickley in transition, pump fakes. Hunter. Called for the charge.
Carson Hunter trying to make something happen right there. Great rotation again. I believe Carter Horseman took that charge for the Big Green. He wanted to get the ball to Lickley, but he was covered.
I feel like that's the right call. It just seems like every time that you get a block charge, you're never 100% certain.
Well, again, this officiating crew's had an outstanding game up to this point, and I'm sure it'll continue. On that particular play, it goes Ottoville's way.
6:19 remaining in this fourth quarter. Division 4 district title on the line.
Crestview full court man denial.
Inbound to Michael Turnwall. Temple is looking to pick his pocket. Instead, he'll race up the middle of the floor to Seaver on the sideline. Schlagbaum draws a crowd, doesn't hit. Rebound ripped down. Jump ball, possession arrow, points towards the guys in white.
And right there, that's an offensive rebound, or a rebound, and who wants it more? And they both want it equally, hence the held ball.
The Crestview faithful making some noise, trying to will their Knights back into this ball game. It's trailed by as many as 14 with 6 minutes to go in the fourth. The lead is down to 6. Temple gets to Lickley. He'll lob down low to Sheets. Excellent pass. Had to get it back up.
4 out, 1 in for Crestview right now.
Hunter straight away.
Looking hard for Ren Sheets. Etzler with the penetration.
And he's fouled.
Pressure offense for Crestview right there. I like the drive by Gavin Etzler. We see it on the Carey Insurance replay. Draws the contact.
Crestview now in the double bonus the rest of the way. It's Gavin Etzler with 10 points, looking for points 11 and 12. And he's got number 11 from the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line.
75% free throw shooter, second on the team to Nate Lickley. Lickley has shot 15 free throws on the year, made 14. That's why he's in first, but Etzler shot a lot more.
And he nailed them both. 39-35.
And we got ourselves a ball game, Garrett.
Horseman, mid-range floater, drops it in at a much-needed bucket for the Big Green.
Yeah, big
stop
bucket
the bleeding
right there. Yeah, stop the bleeding. That was a tough shot, too, right in the middle of the paint.
Hunter to Sheets, got his defender in the air, got the hoop. Ren Sheets scored the first bucket, was scoreless through the next end of the third quarter nearly, and now has 10. Schlagbaum, pass the defender. Hands off to Schnipke, playing with 4 fouls. Bounces into the far corner.
You know, we haven't seen an effect of that injury on Kellen Schlagbaum, other than the fact he hasn't scored this half. Hasn't really looked to shoot a whole lot either.
Timeout called, a Metzger Financial Services timeout called by the Big Green. 30-second variety, 4:51 to go. You take a look at the bracket, 41-37, Ottoville with the lead. The winner will move on to the district or the regional semifinals next week as you see how each squad got here. Crestview a sectional title over Miller City. Ottoville a sectional title over Continental. And then you see that they both won on Tuesday night here at the Atlanta Fieldhouse as We got a raucous crowd here inside the field house. Both squads, both fan bases trying to will their squads to district titles.
District title to advance to the regional at the Stroh Center at Bowling Green, playing at 8 p.m. on Tuesday night. Crestview, as you said, trying to fight their way back into this. A big possession again out of the timeout by Ottoville.
And whoever moves on, you'll see it right here on WOSN. Siebert, the inbound, tightly guarded by Lickley. Gives off to Michael Horseman. Michael Turnwald, I beg your pardon. Turnwald, top of the key, crosses over, works left. Back, right side of the lane, blocked by Sheets, but a foul whistle on the drive.
I think they're going to get that on Gavin Etzler. Here we see it on the Carry Insurance replay. Great work by our camera crew. Clean block by Sheets.
Yes.
Etzler with the personal. That puts Turnwald at the free throw line, the second leading free throw shooter for the Big Green at 75%.
The 5'9" junior at the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line. Nailed it. Grows the lead to 5. Turnwald looking for point number 5. Has it.
Cool as the proverbial cucumber. That's a nice job right there.
4.5 to go. 43-37. Temple tried to lob it to Sheets, sent right back to him by Schlagbaum. Lickley holds. Temple right down Main Street. Scoop shot. Muscles up the shot and the foul.
Great action and penetration by Mitch Temple. Avoids taking the charge. Horseman tries to set up, puts a little English on the ball and kisses it off the window. Hoop in the harm. Temple with an opportunity to cut the lead to 4.
What a fantastic bucket by the 6'2" senior. Looking to trim the lead to 3. Hits the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw. Temple with 7 as the Knight faithful leave their seats. Ottoville needs to get it across the timeline, does. 4:05 remaining in this Division IV district title game. Schlagbaum still scoreless here in this second half after putting in 15 in the first. A foul called against Carson Hunter.
If Crestview is able to come back and win this basketball game, they'll be hanging their hat on their defense, because again, what Ottoville can do and pull you away from the basket in this situation, not many D4 teams can do that. Schlagbaum does pick up the foul on Hunter. That's his 3rd. Kellen Schlagbaum, a 72% free throw shooter.
And like we mentioned, looking for his first points here in the second half, the Putnam County League Player of the Year at the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line. Nothing but net, giving him 16. The lead grows to 4 at the halfway mark here of this 4th quarter on the Lodex Jewelry scoreboard. (17) for Schlagbaum. And now the Ottoville faithful will rise to their feet.
The Ottoville coaching staff imploring them to do so. They respond. Here comes Crestview.
Lickley drives, baseline, turnaround jumper off the heel. Schlagbaum the rebound.
Lickley being active there. He's typically more effective with his feet set behind the arc. Tried to find something going to the basket.
Schlagbaum traveled. Keith Utendorf was signaling for a timeout when he noticed his ball handler was in a tough spot. It's a turnover at a tough time for Ottoville.
Again, we're going to take care of the perspiration, Garrett.
Carson Hunter trying to do it all. He's got the mop, playing a little defense. Has put in 2 points at a pivotal time earlier. As you see the conversation between Joe Allen and Keith Utendorf. Understanding doesn't mean he has to like it. 45-40.
Time to execute your offensive possession. The backdoor cut.
Etzler lays it in. Give him 14 points. And a Metzger Financial Services timeout. 45-42. We'll step aside. More fourth quarter action coming up on WOSN. Free throws tonight brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, and Delphus. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, home style, happens here.
We see that backdoor cut, and Crestview runs right there. Temple to Etzler. Now Crestview's going to stay with the man defense. Schlagbaum brings it across the timeline. I'm sure Coach Etzler is imploring his team to play their best defense of the year right now.
Backdoor pass nearly gotten by Crestview. Sheets dribbled it on the baseline. Dangerous pass from the Big Green with just over 3 minutes to go. And luckily for them, they'll retain possession. Chase Langhouse inbounds. Horseman back to the basket. Dances around the lane. Ball's loose, and it remains with the Big Green.
Don't know if that was a true 50-50 ball, but there's your cut.
Turnwald tries to get around Temple. Bounces to Langhouse. Lost it as he went to put it up. Sheets rips it away.
And Sheets did a great job of not going for the up fake. That created the hesitation. Crestview with the basketball.
Knights trailed by as many as 14 and turn it over at a tough time. Lichtley cuts towards the basket. Hunter throws it to the corner.
Those two seniors have played a lot of ball together. An unfortunate turnover right there. If you're Crestview, if you're a Big Green fan, you're saying thank you very much.
Yeah. 2:34 to go. Again, Crestview trailed by as many as 14 here in the second half. Lead down to 3. 2.5 to go. Horseman gets it across to Schlagbaum. He'll get it across the timeline. Metzger Financial Services timeout called by the Big Green.
So, you see a lot of possessions that, Ottoville wants to run that 8-second possession, get a good look. But here we are, the back half of the fourth quarter in a tight game, and it comes down to executing in the half court, timeouts being used, and you got to get it done.
45-42 in the fourth here on WOSN. Our premier sponsor for the Ottoville Big Green is Ottoville Bank. Large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Big Green with a 3-point lead here in this Division IV District Championship game, 45-42. They've got the basketball in front of their own bench as Carter Horseman looks to get it in. Gets it to Michael Turnwald, tightly guarded by Hunter. Turnwald dribbles out of it. Schnipke's triple try, no. Tipped into the hands of Gavin Etzler.
Good look by Schnipke right there. One of those shots, you make it. It's driving a nail, you miss it. Crestview has an opportunity.
Hunter, backdoor pass to Etzler. A little long. Temple. Up and under. Great shot by Mitch Temple. Has cut the lead to 1.
The penetration right there. He was looking for someone to pass it to, and then he's like, well, I got to shoot this because nobody's open. Again, English, he gets the reverse layup. Here comes Schlagbaum.
Schlagbaum fouled by Etzler.
The PCL Player of the Year hasn't made a field goal in the second half, but attacks the rim right there. Draws the foul.
You see,
again, gets in the middle of the paint.
And that is a foul on Gavin Etzler, his second. Schlagbaum, you see a great look at it on the Carry Insurance instant replay. Trying to go right down Main Street. Hits the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw. 18 points for Schlagbaum. Schnipke comes out of the game. Chase Langhouse back in for Ottoville, leading by 2. Nailed it.
Ice in the veins for Kellen Schlagbaum. Nicely done.
47-44, 1:40 to go. Etzler on the wing. Free throw line, Temple. Stops, pops, short. Schlagbaum nearly had the rebound. Temple rips it away, calls timeout and got it. He got it. White timeout. Both officials agree. One had to coach, one had to player. Both got it right. Great officiating to confer. So they get the Metzger Financial Services timeout and retain possession.
Excellent hustle there. Crestview running their set, bringing tempo off a screen, had a look, didn't get it. 50-50 ball that goes Crestview's way in that particular situation. And they do get the timeout, as you said, Garrett.
47-44 here in the late stages of this fourth quarter. I give Crestview a ton of credit. Down 14 there in the mid stages of the third quarter. All the momentum had rest with Ottoville, and the Knights have climbed their way back into this one.
Not very often do you see a district championship in the Elida Fieldhouse have a span of more than 5 or 6 points down the stretch, and that's where we're at again here. It's anybody's ball game. It's going to be exciting to see what Crestview runs under out of bounds here. Do they look for 2 with their under out of bounds set, or do you look to get the momentum really going in your way and get a great look from behind the arc?
What's Keith Utendorf discussing with his big green squad? Are they feeling a little tight here after watching that lead evaporate?
Just saying, guys, this sort of like what I said at the beginning here. This is what the district championship's about. Not surprised Crestview's made a run. Let's just withstand it, stay mentally tough, show a lot of grit. We'll be just fine, gentlemen.
So Gavin Etzler will be tasked with inbound on the basketball. 1:23 to go in the fourth. Knights trailing by 3. Etzler, Temple, Hunter, Sheets, and Lickley on the floor for the Knights. Langhouse, Seaver, Horseman, Schlagbaum, and Turnwald on the floor for the Big Green. Lickley gets to Temple.
Crestview does run the under out of bounds set for the 3 for Lickley. Just well defended by Ottoville.
Hunter holds. Lickley for 3 in the tie. Bang!
We're all tied up. Bam, bam, bam. 47 all, under a minute. Will Coach Utendorf look to hold it for the last shot?
Schlagbaum dribbling as we approach 45. All square at 47.
I think if you're Crestview, you want to dictate on defense, so you want to come out and pressure the basketball a little bit. Both teams in the double bonus.
Schlagbaum hands off. Seaver gives it right back with 30. The Putnam County League Player of the Year handles the basketball for Ottoville with 20. Tries to get past Hunter, fouled, and that will send Ottoville to the line for 2. Here's the three-pointer.
Yeah, Nate Lickley from distance drills it, straight dice.
Get a great look at the bench reaction, knowing that it's all tied up at 47. Schlagbaum goes to the line with 17.9, looking to give Ottoville back the advantage.
He is perfect from the line in the second half, I believe. 4 for 4, is he?
Yes, sir, he is. All 4 of his second half points from the Lee's famous recipe free throw line. The 6'1 senior, leading scorer for the Big Green. Misses his first attempt.
Here we see the penetration on the carry insurance replay. Hunter with the foul right before Lickley takes the charge.
Hunter playing with 4 fouls now. Schlagbaum back at the line, looking to give the Big Green the 1-point advantage, and does. An even 20 for Schlagbaum. Crestview inbounds.
Got to come down and execute. They're going to take the timeout. That's Coach Etzler's last timeout of the game.
13.1 to go. Crestview trailing by 1. And they use up their last Metzger Financial Services timeout, as Dave said. So you got a couple of options here for the Knights. Do you have one player in specific that you have in mind that you draw this play up for? Or do we see they tried to get it to Lickley on the inbounds the last time, ended up getting it a little later than he originally tried? You got options for Crestview. What's going through Doug Etzler's mind here?
I think right now you're going to run your best sideline out-of-bounds set, and it might be that flare 3 for Lickley, but you cannot forget Ren Sheets right now inside. Ottoville has fronted him the whole game. If they can take away help side, they could lob over the top and find him there.
and you also could get a shot off early and give Sheets an opportunity for an offensive rebound.
Carson Hunter will inbound, and now Ottoville counters with a Metzger Financial Services timeout of their own. Does Crestview trot their squad out thinking that Keith Utendorf will call a timeout, and that's maybe not what they were going to draw up?
Well, again, you're seeing a box set on the sideline out of bounds. Coach Utendorf, he's talking to his staff right now. Are they going to run a flare screen off of that, or what do they think? What are they thinking? They could go to the corner and look to dump the ball right down to Ren Sheets from there. I think you want to get the ball inside, but again, I'm a post-man coach. A lot of good things happen when you get the ball in the block. High school basketball, still a lot of games won and lost right there around the basket.
In this situation, are you just trying to get the bucket as quick as you can? Like, you're trying to take the sure thing, or are you saying, hey, run it down to 8 seconds and then go? What's the time-wise as well? Do you want to make sure Ottoville doesn't get the ball back?
That's a tough call. You're behind, so you want to get your best look as soon as you can, because, again, you want to give yourself a chance to offensive rebound if you don't get the initial basket. But you're right, you're going to have to play defense if you get a shot up and score early in the possession.
13.1 to go. 48-47. Ottoville the lead, Crestview the basketball. Big Green had a lead as high as 14 here in the second half. Crestview trailing by 1, and Hunter will inbound along the near sideline.
Who's going to be the hero?
He'll hold. Looking. Gets it into Lickley. Top of the key. Lost the handle. Down to Ren Sheets. And a foul called against the Big Green with under 10 seconds to go.
So Ren Sheets is going to go to the free throw line. It's the double bonus. Coach Utendorf has one timeout. I don't think he'll take it right here. And he's showing right now to his team that he wants them to attack. Crestview very fortunate. The ball falls in Sheets' hands. And then Carter Horseman picks up the personal. Ren Sheets going to the line. He shoots 67% from the line. The biggest ones of his career right here.
4 for 4 here in the second half from the line. And he missed it. So the 6'6 sophomore goes back to the Lee's famous recipe free throw line, looking to tie at 48. Alex Seaver out of the ball game in exchange for Keaton Schnipke.
On a make here, I look for Ottoville to push it up hard without a timeout. Coach Utendorf won't use it unless he needs it.
Sheets ties it.
Kellen Schlagbaum, don't know if it'll leave his hands.
Schlagbaum with 5, top of the key, in the lane, backdoor pass, Langhouse, no, and we'll go to an extra period. A great look at it from Jace Langhouse, couldn't connect, and we will go to overtime here in the Elida Fieldhouse.
Everybody from Ottoville, Ren and Convoy on their feet. Free basketball, great cut by Jace Langhouse. Schlagbaum gets him the ball, just doesn't go. Why not? Why not some free hoops and district championship action, Garrett?
Great look at it, couldn't get it, and we'll step aside. The overtime coming up next on WOSN. Our scoreboard tonight presented by Lodex Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at lodex.com. Kellen Schlagbaum, Ren Sheets in the center circle to tip off. And it goes out of bounds off the Knights.
Situation right there. You didn't want to put that in the hands of the official. If you could get the basketball, Temple unable to come up with it, lets it go, and it goes against the Knights' Big Green basketball. A lot of times in overtime, you're saying if we can score the first bucket, that'll put us in the best position. You get that momentum going right away. Ottoville looks like they're going to have the opportunity with the possession here.
Inbounded is Seaver, and now a foul called against Lickley.
So Lickley picks up the personal. Alex Seaver, he is the best free throw shooter for Ottoville at 77%. Maybe a little bit of a nickel and dimer, but they've been consistent throughout this game. They being the officiating crew.
Seaver with 3 points on the evening. Now has 4. 49-48 on the Lodex Jewelry scoreboard.
What a comeback for Crestview. A 19-9 fourth quarter to push this into the extra Canto overtime style.
Sievert hits them both. Crestview trails by 2.
Good job defending the back door right there by the Big Green.
Temple between the circles, throws left to Etzler. Doesn't use the screen from Sheets, gives to Lickley. Out of bounds off the Big Green.
You caught a break right there. Gavin Etzler didn't see that his teammate wasn't open. They're face guarding Lickley. Michael Turnwald on him right now. Fortunate break for Crestview.
Yeah, Ottoville's not looking to give up an ultimate outdoor 3-ball. Lickley is going to get one right here. Off the heel, long rebound, comes down, and Sheets commits the foul on the rebound attempt.
Both players going after the basketball. Here's the Carry Insurance replay. Long board, good check by Langhouse. And then he goes up and gets the basketball. If Sheets gets his hands on that ball and can pull it away, maybe the foul goes the other way. But that's not the case. Langhouse going to go to the free throw line. He struggles a little bit there, shoots 45%.
Sheets' third foul. Langhouse.
No struggling on that one.
His third point comes at a pivotal time, growing the lead to 3 from the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line. You see the 6'1" junior back at the stripe. Missed that one. Score remains 51-48.
Crestview without a shot. Oh no, they've got a shot in. They haven't scored yet here in the overtime.
Hunter lobs to Sheets. Slapped out of play by Schlagbaum.
Kellen Schlagbaum smelled that one out, saw the high-low action, rotated off his man. We see it on the replay. Watch him come over. Not guarding Sheets, but he's able to get a hand on it. Deflection. The Crestview maintains possession.
Hunter gives to Etzler. Isolated. 3 minutes to go in the overtime. Temple. Foul committed by Alex Seaver.
So Crestview an opportunity to cut in this lead at the free throw line.
We'll see on the Carry Insurance replay. Temple trying to get downhill.
Reaches in, foul on Seaver.
Temple averages 8 points a contest at 9 right now. Now at 10.
Yeah, both of these teams, we talked about Schlagbaum being the leading scorer at 14. Crestview has 3 guys right at 10.
Yeah.
And then Ottoville's 3 guys right at 9. Just balanced scoring all the way across the docket.
Can't hit them both. Got 1 of 2 from the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line, so Ottoville maintains a 2-point advantage. Schlagbaum guarded by Hunter. Down Main Street, kicks, and it's out of play off of him.
Looking for a teammate to rotate to that opposite block. No one did. Ball goes out of bounds. Crestview with an opportunity off the turnover.
2:40 to go. 51-49. Hunter triggers. Etzler.
As we said, Crestview the #1 seed, but Ottoville the defending district champion.
Lickley, corner 3. Got it!
Off the window, and Crestview takes their first lead since, I don't know, hours ago.
I think 2-0.
Yeah, long time ago.
The ultimate outdoor triple off the window gives the Knights the 1-point advantage. Lickley now with 11 as the Big Green cross-court pass to Schlagbaum. Guarded by Hunter. Spins, hangs, no. Offensive rebound, put back, and the foul!
Kellen Schlagbaum putting the team on his back, either scoring or getting them in position to score. This time, he attacks the rack, misses the first one, but gets his own rebound. That's going to be the 5th foul on Carson Hunter. Schlagbaum chance to get the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
So the lead now rests with the Big Green at 53-52. You see the Carry Insurance replay. Times the jump perfectly. Watch it right there. And he converts the old-fashioned three-point play. Schlagbaum, 23 on the night. And it's a 2-point advantage for the Big Green at 54-52. Jared Harding in the game after Hunter fouled out. To the window, Temple will have 2 cracks at it from the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line.
Schlagbaum penetrating down at the Ottoville end. Temple doing it here, attacking the defense to draw the foul. Jace Langhouse with the personal. Temple to shoot 2, an opportunity to tie this game.
Second foul committed by Langhouse. Temple drops it in. Just hit 2 free throws the last time down. 3 consecutive makes. And if he can hit this one, we'll be all knotted up at 54. Left it short. Langhouse the rebound. Michael Turnwald crosses over. Hands off to Schlagbaum.
The captain with the basketball.
Crestview trying to force him to the left. Under 90 seconds to go in overtime. Horseman gives to Schlagbaum. Bounces to Seaver. Langhouse. Big Green content to watch the numbers tick down. Leading by 1. Ball goes out of play off of Schlagbaum and a costly turnover at a tough time for Ottoville.
Gavin Etzler gets in the passing lane, gets a hand on the basketball, and then it deflects off of Schlagbaum's hand. Crestview with a chance to take the lead.
Temple calls out the offense and walks across the timeline. Lickley trying to get it somehow to Sheets. Instead, it's loose. Scooped up by Ottoville. Possession arrow favors Crestview.
Mitch Temple just dives in to make that a 50-50 ball because Schlagbaum all but had it to keep the possession with Crestview. And you're right, they're looking for Ren Sheets, but Ottoville knows that. They've got 1.5, 1 3/4, 2 players on him at all times. Going to be hard to get it into number 33 for Crestview.
50.2 remain in overtime. Crestview trails by 1, 54-53. The lob in the backcourt to Temple. Bounces to Sheets on the wing. Picks up the dribble. Lickley.
Going to have Etzler come off a double screen.
Etzler to Harding. Ball nearly poked away. Temple with 30. Crosses over in the lane. Jump stops for the lead. No. Fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
Great offensive penetration under control by Mitch Temple right there. Comes down and jump stops. We're going to see it on the Carry Insurance replay. Watching jump stop Garrett, take the contact, and then draw the foul.
So the foul goes against Michael Turnwald, I believe.
Temple going to go to the free throw line. He's been there quite a bit here in the overtime, a 71% free throw shooter overall.
Crestview trailed by 10 going into the 4th quarter. Left it short, and they trail by 1. (54-53) with 26.6 seconds remain on the Lodex Jewelry scoreboard. Temple looking to tie. Does.
Makes the adjustment. Tie game, here we go again. 25 seconds. Look for Ottoville to run it down and maybe call timeout. They've got 2 in their back pocket. But when you got the ball in number 12's hands, maybe you say, we're just going to play it out.
Schlagbaum to the left of the center circle with 10. Reverses, right side. Bounces to Schnipke with 6, with 5. Schlagbaum for the win. No. Lickley pulls it down, and we'll go to a second overtime.
Great look by Kellen Schlagbaum. Doesn't go. Hey,
We got all night. We got no place to go. We started this game
I was going to say we
6
started
o'clock.
an hour early.
Yeah, we were usually playing this game at 7. They did it at 6. They knew what was going on. Another round of overtime basketball.
All squared at 54, going to double OT on WOSN. Our premier sponsor for the Ottoville Big Green is Ottoville Bank, large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Instant replays tonight have been brought to you by Carey Insurance in Grover Hill, proud to sponsor tonight's action. So for the third time tonight, Ren Sheets and Kellen Schlagbaum are inside the center circle, ready to tip off as we head to the second overtime in this Division IV District Championship game. And Sheets wins the tip-off, I beg your pardon, but it lands in the hands of Kellen Schlagbaum. 3 on the way, no. Can't hit the ultimate outdoor triple. Less than 10 seconds in, and Crestview has possession.
A big rebound by Mitch Temple. He's really shown himself in the second half. There's a nice pass.
Sheets the lead. The sophomore's got 13.
Great entry pass by Mitch Temple. Sheets finishes at the rim.
Schlagbaum, hands off. Horseman in the lane, hangs off the mark. Rebound ripped down by Mitch Temple.
Great defense there. Again, Carter Horseman just does so many things in the paint. Ren Sheets walls up, doesn't commit the foul.
Temple handles the basketball, picked it up. Timeout called. Metzger Financial Services timeout taken by Doug Etzler, right in the official's ear as his player got in a tough spot. 3:06 to go here in double overtime on WOSN. Our tourney 10 at 10 continues on WOSN and WTLW. 5 nights, 2 channels, 10 games at 10 o'clock every night. More than 24 high school basketball games this week on WOSN and WTLW, and we got a dandy here inside the Atlanta Fieldhouse.
We most certainly do. Crestview with the basketball, an opportunity to do what they haven't done all night long, extend their lead more than 2 points on this possession.
56-54. Knights with the lead and the basketball. Jared Harding to Mitch Temple, top of the key. He'll hold. 2:45 to go in double OT. Etzler to Sheets. Temple surveys, bounces to Lickley. Tries to get it to Sheets. Stolen away, but it goes out of play off of the big green, and the Knights maintain possession.
I really like that possession by Crestview. They reversed the ball 2-3 times before they looked inside, but you got to give credit to the big green defense as well. They would not allow that ball to get down the Sheets in the paint. Nicely done.
2.5 to go in double OT. Temple bounces out of a tough spot. Etzler in an even more difficult spot. Dribbles out of it. Baseline, cross-court pass. Temple in the corner. Will work it back out near the midcourt stripe with 2:15 to go. A long possession for the Knights as Etzler holds on the wing. Sheets, Temple, lobs backdoor Sheets, fouled by Schlagbaum.
Nice lob play, good back screen action there to free up Sheets. He just is taller, able to go over the top, catch the basketball, and then Schlagbaum commits the personal. Sheets with a chance to extend the lead to 4, shooting 2 at the free throw line.
How about the no-look pass on the feed from Temple? Fancy in double OT.
Yes, Mitch Temple's just really made his presence known here in the fourth quarter in both overtimes for the Knights.
So Ren Sheets, the 6'6 sophomore, goes to the line, shooting 2. Connects on the first from the Lay's famous recipe free throw line. Grows the lead to 3 on the Laudex Jewelry scoreboard.
Look for Ottoville again to go back to their normal offensive philosophy. Look to attack early in the possession.
Sheets hit them both at a pivotal time.
Yes, a sophomore with ice in his veins.
Under 2 to go in double overtime. Schlagbaum, Carter Horseman. Hands off to Michael Turnwall. 3 on the way from Seaver, short. Rebound nearly chased down by Langhouse. Instead, it's corralled by Sheets and a foul committed by the Big Green.
So we're going to walk 94 feet to the other end, where Ren Sheets will have a chance to push this lead out to 6 for Crestview with 1:43. Here's the Carry Insurance replay. On the rebound, Sheets gets it. Might have traveled a little bit in there, but contact happens. We're going to go to the other end.
Fourth foul committed by Michael Turnwald as Sheets swirls one out, and the lead remains 4. Carter Schnipke in the game for Ottoville. Sheets, the 6'6 sophomore, 15 points so far. Looking for number 16, and left that one short as well, so missed them both from the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line.
So no damage to Ottoville on that missed shot and the foul and the rebound. Here they come, the Big Green.
Schnipke, the high ball screen is Schlagbaum, works to the right.
He sees he's got the 6'6. Sheets on and gives it up though.
A 3 on the way, off the mark, as Turnwald tried to nail the ultimate outdoor triple. And a foul committed in the backcourt by Ottoville.
Again, I really like Mitch Temple's moxie there. He got the rebound, didn't dribble it right away, and then when he did, he had purpose with it. Draws the foul. Temple, the 71% free throw shooter, a chance to extend this lead.
6 of his 12 points coming from the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line. Now make it 7 of 13.
Stepping off that free throw line a little bit. You want to keep that toe right on there. Watch the ball go through the basket.
Temple, the 6'2 senior guard, honorable mention All Northwest Conference. Looking to grow the lead to 6 and does.
So Ottoville's got to go a little quicker now, down 2 possessions.
Handoff, Horseman. Schlagbaum works to the right. Seaver back to Schlagbaum. Bounces. Stolen away by Ren Sheets, but he commits the foul before.
Thought he got it clean, but a good call by the officiating crew. That's going to send Keaton Schnipke to the free throw line. 60% free throw shooter is the 6'3 junior forward.
Fourth foul committed by Ren Sheets. So Schnipke made it 2 in the first half. Been scoreless since. Nails it.
With that fourth foul, I saw varsity assistant coach for Crestview, Stephen Rickard, turning to Nasir Easterling and saying, you got to be ready to go. He, along with Connor Sheets, post players for the Knights.
Schnipke back at the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line. Eyes it, flies it, hits it.
Nothing but the bottom of the net. Give him the ice in the veins moniker right there. Does a nice job. Cuts this lead back to 4. Full court pressure for the Big Green.
1:06 to play in double OT. Inbound to Etzler. In a tough spot, out of bounds, and it goes to Ottoville.
Etzler unable to square up, double teamed right away. The baseline played defense for Ottoville as well. We see it on the replay. He gets the basketball. Seaver and Horseman on him. Ottoville ball on the turnover.
They inbound. Horseman, wide open. Langhouse got his defender in the air. Too strong. Putback is up and good by Carter Horseman. He's got 16. Metzger Financial Services timeout.
Great offensive rebound by the Big Green.
Oh, we
had a timeout, but no.
Nope, the official, I think, said inadvertent whistle. That's my bad. He thought that they called a timeout. Did not.
But that works in Ottoville's favor right now because they get to set their defense off of the made shot.
So the Ottoville Big Green faithful are pointing at the clock, not 100% certain why. Unless they are saying it took a timeout off the board from, it's 60-57 nonetheless. Roughly the score, roughly the clock is correct.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Garrett.
So it's 60-58 is the score.
Yeah, I thought it was 60-56 and then that made field goals. Okay. So Crestview's got to cut hard, set good screens, have the screener roll back to the basketball. Lickley with the basketball right in the trap zone, though.
He's in a tough spot and a timeout. Nope. Get a timeout called by Doug Etzler. So he gets the Metzger Financial Services timeout. 51.1 to go. And that's the last Metzger Financial Services timeout in the Knights' back pocket.
So we'll see if they look to switch their offensive set against the press defense of Ottoville, or just look to execute what they do that much better. But they cannot catch the ball clear up on the baseline and in the corner like Lickley did right there. You allow the sideline and the baseline to play defense as well. They did get it out of that, but it was right after Coach Etzler called the timeout, which I thought was a good call at that point in time. Nate Lickley was in a lot of trouble.
Well, and that's the second straight inbounds there where Crestview's inbounded it to a tough spot where, and is that maybe the message right now is, guys, we cannot inbound it in situations where we're putting ourselves in a spot to turn it over.
Yeah, you nailed it, Gary. You got to take care of the basketball. You got to square up when you catch it. The arrow does favor Crestview, so a held ball will go their way. But you might want to bring your offensive set maybe to three-quarter at the top of the three-point line so you have more room going back to the basketball.
So out of the Metzger Financial Services timeout, Lickley, Etzler, Sheets, Harding, and Temple on the floor for Crestview.
The other piece on this is you will not be able to run the baseline. This is a spot.
Turnwald, Seaver, Langhouse, Schlagbaum, Horseman on the floor. And another tough spot for Temple. Gives it to Langhouse. Bounced it away, however, with 50. Temple with the basketball. Picked up the dribble. And a foul committed by Ottoville.
So one turnover deserves another one. Great recovery by Crestview, because there was a turnover right there. I thought Ottoville was going to get a bucket. And then we have the foul. We're going to see the replay. There's the first turnover as Langhouse gets it. Sees Horseman.
Thought Horseman was going to cut.
Yes. And then Mitch Temple gets in there and he takes care of it and draws the personal.
I mean, Mitch Temple might have got away with a travel there. Nonetheless, he's at the line and he buries it.
Yes, Mitch Temple has really stepped up. He is tied for being the leading scorer now with Ren Sheets here for Crestview at 15.
Can't hit them both. Schlagbaum the rebound. Ottoville trails by 3.
And Coach Endorf has 3 timeouts as well.
Turnwald bounces to Langhouse. Blocked. Thrown back into play. Schlagbaum. Step back for the tie. Bang! Woo! A big 3 ties it at 61 on the ultimate outdoor triple.
Crestview's out of timeouts.
No timeouts, 10 seconds. Temple versus Schlagbaum to the window. Oh! Put the English on it. 3 seconds remaining and a timeout called by Ottoville. Mitch Temple gives the Knights the 2-point advantage with under 3 seconds to go.
What a shot by Mitch Temple. He was not going to be denied. Attacks the rack. The carry insurance replay. Here he comes. Cradles it. Gets it up. The English and the kiss to put the Knights up 2.
Just a beautiful drive. Turn the corner. Wouldn't be denied. Spins it off the window. And 4 seconds are now put on the scoreboard as you see the carry insurance instant replay. Clutched it, left it go on the scoop, and a 63-61 advantage for the Crestview Knights as you see their faithful rise to their feet, and maybe a tough time out there by Keith Utendorf as the Big Green were racing up the sideline. So 4 seconds to go, 63-61. Ottoville will go the length of the floor.
Yeah, they might have been able to get a layup right there, but
yeah. And I don't know if Crestview thought, hey, they're going to call timeout, or knew that Keith Utendorf was at half court. Nonetheless, they got 2 Metzger Financial Services timeouts. Do you try to get it to half court and do it again, or just one crack at it with 4 seconds?
I like the half court philosophy and call timeout right away to give yourself a chance to run a set that you've prepared for and used all year long. And we're going to get a look at the clock here. Don't use the clock in high school basketball at this level.
So here we go, 4 seconds. They inbound to Schlagbaum. Across the timeline, for the win. No, and Crestview wins a thriller in double overtime.
Crestview comes all the way back.
Michael Turnwald had a shot at it, left it a little short. Crestview trailed by as many as 14 in the second half, and they claw their way back to win a district crown 63-61 in double overtime.
And you know what time it is in Convoy? It's nighttime.
63-61. Crestview had to defend as Ottoville tried to go the length of the floor in 4 seconds. We'll see on the Carry Insurance instant replay. Kellen Schlagbaum raced up the floor, got it to Turnwald. He let one fly. Would have won the game for the Big Green.
Here's the replay. Schlagbaum gets a great look to his teammate Michael Turnwald just off the front of the iron. And Crestview, the comeback is complete. Double overtime. They're going to the Stro.
The Knights with 4 players in double figures, led by Mitch Temple. 17 points, 9 of 13 from the Lee's famous recipe free throw line. Nate Rensheets 15, Nate Lickley 11, Gavin Etzler 14 points. A pair of Big Green players in double figures. Kellen Schlagbaum 26 points and 10 rebounds in a losing effort. And Carter Horseman 16 points and 8 rebounds as the Big Green falls 63-61. Crestview, pure jubilation for the Knights as you see they're faithful and hear they're faithful.
Jubilation, and for both of these teams, utter exhaustion. But Crestview, they are going to walk away with the win, and boy, did they have to earn it.
The Knights moving on to the Division IV Regional, where they'll play the winner of Sycamore Mohawk and Hopewell Loudon. 63-61 in double overtime. Crestview moving on here on WOSN. We're back here at the Elida Fieldhouse, wrapping up a Crestview victory in double overtime. Joined now with Crestview head coach Doug Etzler. And Doug, you guys trailed by 14, as many as 14 in the second half. What did you say during those timeouts to get those guys to believe that you could crawl back into this?
I just kept saying, play with urgency, okay? Play with urgency. We need stops, and then we need great possession on offense, and it's going to be one possession at a time to get that done. And then I thought our energy really picked up in the fourth quarter, just play a lot more tough than what we did the first 3 quarters.
What can you say about your team now that you've seen them crawl back from a 14-point deficit in the second half of a district title game?
We got a gritty group, and I kept talking about they kept punching us all game, and I thought we kept taking it, and I thought our urgency in the fourth quarter picked up. We got a bunch of seniors that don't want to go home yet, and I thought they made some big plays, and Ren made some big plays down the stretch for us too.
Yeah. Speaking of those seniors who don't want to go home, Mitch Temple had a big second half, just clutch from the free throw line time and time again. How do you assess his performance there after the halftime break?
He had a great second half. I'll be honest, we challenged him and Ren at halftime. We didn't think they played up to their capabilities, and we told Mitch, this is your last go-around, and he was phenomenal in the second half. He kept attacking the basket. When he didn't finish, he got fouled. He hit big free throws for us, and that's what we need our senior point guard to do.
Well, congratulations. Thank you for giving us a fantastic basketball game here today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That's head coach Doug Etzler wrapping up just a frantic, phenomenal Division IV district title game here, Dave.
Yeah, double overtime. There are no losers in this game. Ottoville, great team, great program, but sense of urgency. Mitch Temple, leading scorer for Crestview, was 17. He was the spark plug that got them going down the stretch and put them in position to get this done, and they were fortunate enough to come away with the victory.
And the Knights trailed by 10 leading into the fourth quarter, come back and win a thriller 63-61 in double OT. That'll do it from us here at the Elida Fieldhouse. We'll have more tournament basketball action for you as we head to the regionals next week, and we'll have all the action for you. For our spectacular WOSN crew and Dave Bowen, I'm Garrett Seawright saying so long from inside the Elida Fieldhouse, and we'll catch you next time right here on WOSN.